Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters Money, your source for everything money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest I had on in the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring them right on back. So today's guest is Reese Everson. She is the founder over at B.A.B.E.S in the Workplace, and she's also author of The B.A.B.E.S Guide to Generational Wealth, and this is the second volume in her B.A.B.E.S Guide series. Reese, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Adam. It's great to be back.
Oh man, so it's great to hear your voice and great to have you back on the show. And your topic, it could not be more, I would say, present, especially here in LA. So you've been focusing on generational wealth for a long time. That being said, obviously with the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant here in LA, a lot has been going on. A lot of people have been focusing more on what that looks like to have their things in order. And I feel like whenever a major celebrity like that, or like Prince, or like if somebody passes and there's some in terms of everything was taken care of, it's never a great story to lose the person. But you also hate what happened, like the Prince's estate and all these things, to where it's tricky when everything's not in order. So when I saw you on the roster for today's show, I was like, oh, we got some questions to ask Reese today. So first off, let's just start with an overview. I don't want to assume, because we covered your book a little bit on the first show, but I don't want to assume that all of our new listeners listen to that one, so or got a chance to. So let's start with just getting a little bit further into your book. So tell us a little bit more about the B.A.B.E.S Guide to Generational Wealth.
Absolutely, Adam. So the B.A.B.E.S Guide to Generational Wealth was birthed out of a very traumatic experience for me. My grandmother, who raised me, so she was basically like my mom, she raised me from the time I was born. She passed away, and when she did, I thought that she died intestate. What does that mean, Adam? It means that I thought that she died without a will or a trust. The reason being is that when I went through her drawer, though I found a document that was a trust, it wasn't signed. And so I was wondering, maybe she doesn't have one, or I don't really know what to do. And then the other one that I found wasn't funded. So what does that mean? It means that even though you write out before you pass away what it is that you want to leave, you don't actually move your property under the control of that trust. So I was under the impression that although she had written down her wishes to leave a house to me, that she did not put her house in the trust by deeding the property into the trust. And so what does that mean? That means that, you would have to basically go to court and ask a judge to deed the property to you, because although they may have written down that someone may have written down that they wanted to leave you something, that if they didn't properly transfer it to the body or vehicle that's supposed to transfer it, it's not a complete transfer. So here's the thing. Some people don't leave a will at all or a trust. Some people do leave something, but it's incomplete and it still needs to go before a judge. So these are issues that you really want to avoid. And then here's what I uncovered. I uncovered that, she did leave a will or a trust, and she actually did transfer the property, but guess what? Her children had hid that document from me, and I didn't find out about it until a whole year after she passed. So there's another issue. Sometimes even if you follow all the steps that you need to follow, there can be an issue with what we call inheritance theft, and, the paperwork can be destroyed or lost or whatever, and the people that you intend to leave something to may not get what you intended for them to have. And so for me, the whole 2-year process of trying to, inherit what my grandmother left for me and, having family members subvert that was horrible. And this is the birth of the B.A.B.E.S Guide, so that young people can read my story and not have to go through the same process or make the same mistakes.
Let's talk a little bit more about that concept of generational wealth, because I feel like some people listening to this right now think, or some of them are thinking, I don't need to do that. I'm not like really wealthy. I'm not super wealthy, or I'm not. But let's talk a little bit further about your concept of generational wealth.
Absolutely. So let's, be clear. My grandmother, although she did, start up a business, she owned a travel agency, she was by no means a multi-millionaire. She was just a woman who worked really hard and was able to, pay off her house and, have a car and things like that. She had a very nice, simple life. But at the end of the day, unless you pass that stuff on, it's either lost and the next generation has to start over. And why not give your children or your grandchildren a leg up if you can by, even if it's a small amount, whether it's like insurance policy for $20,000 or a property that they can rent out on Airbnb or sell and make a little bit of money, just basically help the next generation not have to start at ground level or at zero. That's what we're going for, making sure that the people that come behind us and follow in our footsteps, that they're just a little bit better off.
What can somebody that reads your book expect to get out of it?
Oh, man, Adam, this book is so powerful because it really does cover so many of the areas of building wealth that we kind of take for granted. The first is that wealth is a mindset. So the first question that I ask is, how do you feel about money? What are your thoughts about money? Who told you, who taught you how you should manage your money? What do you feel like money is a burden? Because there's an energy to all of this. And so that's step one. The first step is, how do you feel about money? Step two is, do you really understand how you're supposed to manage your money? And do you understand the components of wealth? Wealth involves real estate. Wealth involves investing in the market. Wealth involves, having more than just a checking and savings. So are you prepared to actually build wealth? Do you have too much debt? Are you encumbered by things like student loan debt? Most millennials are carrying an enormous amount of student loan debt. So, we're looking at your debt to asset ratio and trying to figure out ways to increase your assets and reduce your debt.
That's awesome. And so, Reese, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information, not only on the books but on the series, and to follow you on all of what you're up to, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Absolutely, we can be found our website at www.B.A.B.E.S in the workplace, B.A.B.E.S the workplace, WORKPLACE.com, or on Instagram at B.A.B.E.S in the workplace, or on Facebook at B.A.B.E.S in the workplace.
Final question. What's been the most rewarding thing for you in bringing this book to the world?
I would say the awareness is so amazing. I mean, right now with people realizing that, when Kobe Bryant passed away, he had his affairs in order, in the sense that, he built a lot of businesses. He had, just huge holdings and things that, will leave his family and wife in a much better position with, him being gone. They're still going to be able to carry on for generations to come. The awareness that you can have a plan and you can put something together and you can be ready for the inevitable. We don't know when our appointment with death is. Everyone has an appointment and you have no idea when it's going to be. But you can prepare as best as possible so that when you do meet your appointment, that your family is in a better position.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Reese, really appreciate you coming back on the show and really enjoyed our reunion 2020 episode. Looking forward to 2021. I'm going to call you back again. It was a great episode. So great. Thank you there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, then definitely subscribe to that and leave us some comments in the video section about generational wealth transfer, what that means to you, and anything else you want to leave there regarding the discussion. I'm definitely love to engage with you there and keep the conversation going. And Reese, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you. Can't wait to talk with you again. Have a great one, Adam.